On.
So,
Welcome back to the Hank Perrin podcast. I'm back with my guest again. My guest, Jacob Ball, episode 11.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
it's great to be here.
Of course, brother. So Jacob, just introduce yourself with maybe people who either didn't watch the last podcast or maybe just kind of like an updated intro.
Yeah, for sure. So as Hank said, my name's Jacob. So I met Hank through St. Lawrence. I'm born and raised in Kingston. And so I've known Hank for, it's been a couple of years now, I'd say. Yeah, 4 years or so. Great guy. He was on the rugby team and I played on the men's soccer team. And just saw Hank in the community, and really great positive figure, and just somebody that wants to be around. Got to know Hank really well.
Yeah, I appreciate
it. Just got to know him, start the podcast, and
Well, yeah, you were always shutting me out on, like, you were always being like, when can I come on the podcast?
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? Honestly, that's a great idea, and especially like with having. Thank you, Adam, but having like the privilege of being able to record in the actual gym. Yeah, it was huge for me because it kind of made it feel like my podcast was on a bigger scale. You remember, like, there's people upstairs and they were like looking down, trying to see what was happening and everything. It's interesting. Yeah. So I wanted to go into kind of your time at St. Lawrence.
Yeah, for sure. Love my time there. So kind of my journey to St. Lawrence was a bit unusual. Well, I was planning originally on just doing grade 13 at the time because wasn't too sure where I want to study or where I want to go play soccer kind of thing. But so I applied to St. Lawrence maybe middle of July, end of July kind of thing, super late.
Last moment, kind of like
super last minute, like a couple of weeks before training camp. And so I knew Carlo, and my dad was there coaching as well, and Jim was there. So so just knew the coaching staff, like I said. And
I remember you were saying you were training with them. I remember because like, for people who didn't know, I rewatched. Obviously, I do watch my podcast, but not like, I don't overly love to hear myself speak, which is funny because obviously having a podcast, you think I'd love to hear my own voice. But it's funny because you were saying that you started playing against those guys when you're like 14, which is a huge gain for, I guess, for even just for your confidence and everything like that.
Yeah, it was great. Like I said, just getting into the men's game at such an earlier age was, eye-opening for me, and just getting used to the physicality aspect and like the speed. Just obviously seeing those guys who were like really developed and much faster and stronger.
Well, yeah, and it's even interesting as somebody who played, like, I didn't play up a whole lot when it came to Panthers, but there was a year probably when I was 17 turning 18, heading into my first year at St. Lawrence, where I was playing in some of our men's Panthers games. And it was interesting, just like the dynamic and the difference. Sorry, I was just looking at my dog.
That's all right.
For anybody who doesn't know, I have a dog named Harley. She's a long-haired Dachshund.
Yeah, she's so cute.
She's just chilling in the backyard. So if you see her walking around, that's who it is.
Hopefully she features on it.
But yeah, so I did play some men's games, and I remember my friend JM, a very good friend of mine, mentor of mine during his time at St. Lawrence, and just an overall really good rugby player. He was telling me he's a bigger guy. He's probably like 6'5".
Oh wow.
And he's like 280 or something like that. So he's a big boy. And so first experience I remember having is that he landed on me in a scrum or in a line out or something like that. It was a scrum or a ruck or a line out, and he just like landed on me, and I remember thinking, oh, this physicality at this level is very different. And I'm sure you felt that in soccer.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. The physicality in soccer isn't as noticeable as rugby, but still, it's still noticeable.
There's still a noticeable difference, right? Like, I even think maybe like the agility and the quickness and stuff like that you see, and probably saw a lot this year. So for people who didn't know, Jacob left St. Lawrence. You can kind of explain your journey here, I guess, but just kind of like how we started out. So like what entailed during your like first year of St. Lawrence, and during your second year, and then kind of carrying on through the rest of your adventure.
Yeah, for sure. So first year, prior to me coming, St. Lawrence was developing as a soccer team. So I believe over like a couple of years prior to my entry into the program, they weren't the strongest team in the league, but they steadily got better, especially noticeable when Carlo came in. Saw improvement every year in the team, and
you even see it kind of now, with all the prospects and guys they just brought in. So St. Lawrence just brought in, not to cut you off, but SLC just brought in two guys who helped win gold at OFSA, which is huge for them, right?
100%.
To be able to continue to get those high recruits like yourself,
exactly,
and continue to keep that up. That shows Carlo and his confidence level and the way he manages team and culture and those things.
100%.
right? So
yeah,
sorry, yeah,
yeah,
continue.
no worries. Yeah, so like I said, my first year we finished, I believe, second in the East, which was a very high finish. I don't know if they ever finished that high with Carlos' tenure.
I don't remember, at least not since I've been there. Maybe like
before,
previous,
yeah, but I think that was the
even.
highest the St. Lawrence has placed, and that was big for the boys. Up and down throughout the year, just like anything. But overall, it was a super grateful experience. Especially as my first year, not too sure what to expect actually against playing against other colleges and stuff like this. But
it's a different experience, right? Like you're traveling. Like I know for rugby, we would travel to Ottawa and things like that, but never like we were traveling to like Sheridan and staying over.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it was a different kind of experience.
100% for us. Like our first game was in Sioux.
Oh my God! Yeah.
So we traveled off on my birthday. My first game was on my birthday, the 10th.
Oh really? That's funny.
So we took the bus and we brought a PlayStation and TV and just played FIFA all the way up there.
I love that.
And slept over. So that was my first time actually away with the guys, and
that's cool.
Yeah, it was great team bonding kind of thing, especially early on in the season.
For sure.
But yeah, as the season went on, things went really well. We were hoping to make it a little bit further than we did in the playoffs. We got knocked out in the quarters, but still.
A step forward instead of a step backwards.
Yeah, but for the program, it was good. It was the first time they made the playoffs in a while.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
So like we said, finishing second in the East, we were hoping to make it a little bit further. We thought we had the guys go all the way. But soccer is like that sometimes, right? I
feel like every game's kind of like that, and especially 100%. Like in the OCAA, I feel like, and obviously I can only speak to playing in the OCAA and in the summer leagues.
Yeah.
But the momentum swing is such a huge thing, right? Like a 2-game win streak, a 3-game win streak, and then your team's off to the races. And I think that's kind of how it felt a lot of the time. Like obviously you were there during our championship year, but I feel like that's kind of how that went for our championship years, that we just got the momentum going and we were on a roll. 100%. And kind of similar to the way you guys, I'm sure, had it a little bit this year.
Yeah.
And then obviously it's your second year of St. Lawrence, because you had a roll out there too.
Yeah, you were great. Thank you, I appreciate it. Second year was great as well. I was thankful enough to actually get to captain St. Lawrence my second year.
Yeah,
which was something I was
sophomore season. That's crazy. that's crazy as a second year player to be able to get that much respect and love and admiration from your staff, not only the staff, the coaching staff, but the players themselves.
Yeah, I'm super grateful. Definitely one of my proudest moments at St. Lawrence for sure. Especially like I said, being there when I was 14. To eventually being able to represent the school like
and kind of be the guy, that's the face of that particular team,
and just help lead the team to try and do big things. Like I said, I have a lot of pride in that. And still to this day. One of my greatest achievements, I think, regardless of all the awards, like that's one of the things I'm most proud of.
I think it was cool too that you were able to do it obviously in front of your dad and your mom, correct? And so it was incredible to be able to have your dad around. Your dad has infectious energy. Shout out to Big Ball. One of my favorite human beings. Will sit there, talk to you. Like straight up will just talk to you for like 20 minutes about like anything. And I love it. I love that kind of energy.
100%.
The third time we have you on, maybe we'll have to have him on.
Yeah. 100%.
That'd be electric.
Awesome. That'd be awesome.
Hopefully my setup is elite by then.
Hey, it's pretty sick already.
It's pretty sick already. We got a little bit of a different setup here for this podcast. As more people come on, we're gonna have to do a couple virtually, I think, over the next couple. I have some more people coming on. A buddy of mine who does rugby. Like rugby performance and a couple of rugby based ones coming up, but
that'd be awesome.
I'm looking to get some people. There was an artist who was looking to get on before, and she makes I can't particularly explain what she makes, but she makes like art essentially. And it's really cool.
That's really cool.
But yeah, we were talking about your second year at St. Lawrence. You ended up winning. What did you end up winning in that second year? Do you mind
like awards?
Like in terms of awards? Yeah.
I was the scoring champion for the OCAA. I was first team All-Star.
Yeah.
And then I was an All-Canadian.
Damn.
And then I can't remember.
That's kind of crazy.
To be honest. But yeah, a couple awards.
And then after your last year at St. Lawrence, you had decided to move on to Humber. So let's talk about what kind of went into that decision.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
I know obviously it couldn't have been an easy decision. I'm sure you had other avenues and other different ways you could have went.
Yeah.
So let's go into it. Like, why did you why did you choose Humber?
My journey to Humber, it started kind of in the summer. So I was playing for the Oakville Blue Devils, which is a semi-pro team. So it was my second year in the league. I was playing for Pro Stars the year before. And so a lot of the guys on Blue Devils play for Humber actually.
Okay.
So when I went up there my first practice, just kind of got to know the guys, great group of guys kind of thing. And one of the main people who got me to go to Humber's name is Matthew Leitch. So he was the captain.
Shout out.
Yeah, he was the.
You can send him the link. Hopefully,
yeah,
he watches.
yeah, I'm sure he will.
I'll tag Humber in it.
Yeah,
I'm not. Humber and I have some interesting history, but I have much love for a lot of the guys.
Yeah, great program, great program. And so, anyways, Matthew was kind of the one who kind of got me in the door at Humber. Was like, oh hey, like, would you be interested in coming to Humber? Kind of thing. This is what we can offer you, kind of thing. I think you really enjoy it. So just kind of went to a tour. He was there, and then just met the coaching staff and just got to know like the culture and the history. They have a lot of success over the last 50 years within the men's soccer.
Yeah, and I think that was one of the things that jumped out to me too when I saw you going there. Is I said, oh, he's determined to win.
Yeah,
right. And that's and that was a huge and I know we had talked about it kind of off screen about it, but I was like, no, like I could see it in your eyes the last time you hear that you were like, I need to win something. Especially seeing that banner and everything like that and joking 100%. About that, I could kind of see you're like, no, I want one for
sure. So yeah, just as soon as I went there, just fell in love with the school. Like I said, great group of guys. Wasn't sure like what to expect first time really being away from home like that. And,
we'll get into that a little bit too.
Not really knowing the guys like that. Just only a few guys on Blue Devils, right?
Yeah, like it's different to be like, oh yeah, like we hang out and we're kind of buddies versus like I'm seeing you every day for like at least 3-4 hours, and if I see you at school, we're hanging out too. Like
100%. So and a lot of those guys are really recognized people within OCAA as well. With a lot of success,
a lot of high players,
high profile people, right? So was super excited to get in the door, a little nervous too,
Of course,
100%. So. But yeah, got in there, had a good training camp with the guys, got super close to them right away. And then season.
It was an easy blend almost.
100%. And season kicked off and had a bit of a slow start to the season. So for us, we had a lot of people coming in for the first year, like myself included.
Yeah, it's a lot of chemistry a part of it, right? Like you
turnover.
You gotta especially in the OCAA, and obviously I can only speak to rugby, but I feel like it's very much like a community chemistry based game where it's and a communication thing where it's like you just have to kind of know where the person's going to be at this specific time, and that just takes practices and time, right? And especially like I feel like that really happens I'm sure with like a lot of sports, but I feel like later in the season is when you really start to like get into gear.
100%. So with us, we took like a couple of games, like we played Niagara the first game, and so Niagara's a good program, but not one of the top contenders, like
not high speaking.
Up, but yeah, it was just a really close game kind of thing. I think it finished like 2-1 or something, which was kind of shocking for us. Because we had a lot of guys come in who were big impact players, right? So we're expecting,
even maybe at their own specific schools were like the best player,
exactly,
right? So it's kind of like it's almost like I like to think about like I'm not sure how familiar you are with like the Mighty Ducks. But like the second movie where it's like Iceland was supposed to wipe the table with everybody kind of thing. And then here you are as a favorite, but maybe not like and you're expecting just to kind of roll through everybody and like click out right away. And
100%.
When that doesn't happen, how frustrating can that be at times?
I know. It's crazy. And like with us, so the first game kind of squeezed through with the win. And then second game we tied. And so that was the only game all year that we didn't win.
Oh, really?
And so, we tied Sheridan. And I remember just even the mentality, like the guys on the bench after, they were like throwing stuff, swearing, just like,
they were like, we need to do better. Yeah.
Even though like we tied, and Sheridan's a good school. I think they came 4th or 3rd. They might have won the bronze. I can't remember this year, but one of the top 4 programs in the OCAA, right?
But you guys held yourself to a different standard.
Yeah,
almost.
Exactly. Like, and then just after that game, it just
flipped a switch,
and then we went 15 games win streak.
That's incredible.
And another really impressive stat for us is on the defensive end. So we gave up 3 goals the first 2 games, and I think we gave up 4 goals in 15 games
the rest of the season. So that's incredible,
including like provincials and nationals.
That's incredible.
4 goals. just flipped the switch and like I
completely
said,
turned it on at the end there.
Everything just started clicking. But like you said, I think the guys just got used to playing with each other, and
you knew where the guy was going to be.
100%.
Like you, instead of like passing to him, you were through him, you were passing to where he should be.
Exactly. And just seeing the runs that we're making, and like the guys kind of knew where to put the ball. Just like
it's just like chemistry thing, man.
Exactly.
So I want to go back a little bit because I want to talk about like what was it specifically just Humber that you were really kind of considering, or was there other schools?
There were some schools in the States that I was considering, like Division I schools.
Yeah,
and that was kind of why I chose Humber later, because didn't really know what I wanted to do at the time.
Yeah, because going to a state school from Canada, like for people who don't know this experience, can you kind of give them like an in to kind of what is that like as an athlete?
It's a great experience, especially like going down. Great facilities down there. And it's pretty, especially like Kingston. I think it's a little easier from like big cities, but coming from Kingston, it's harder. For soccer specifically, harder to get those opportunities from this Division I schools.
100%.
Just because soccer isn't too big in Kingston yet compared to these big cities.
Well, and especially I feel like somewhere like particularly like where kind of in the halfway point between Toronto, where people know from the States, and I'm not calling Americans stupid. Please, Americans that watch this, please don't think I'm calling you stupid. I'm not calling you stupid by any means. I just kind of wanted to say that I feel like people really recognize Toronto
for sure
and Ottawa.
Because Kingston's 130,000.
It's like exactly. And shout out to Kingston. I love you.
Great city. But so anyways, just going down and then being grateful enough to have some like opportunities from these Division I schools was definitely something super proud of. It was something that I was working towards for a long time. Definitely like a goal I set for myself, and to be able to be grateful enough to have that opportunity was something I was really thankful for.
Of course.
But for me, it just kind of came down to two things. So international tuition in the States is really expensive, and so I
think that's the thing that people don't. So I've never had any D1 opportunities. Obviously, not a D1 athlete. But like I think that's something that a few people who went stateside have told me is that it's stupid expensive.
It's crazy. So soccer, the rule actually got changed this year.
Oh, really?
So for previously speaking, they can only give out 9.9 full scholarships. So there's a 28-man roster. So they can only afford to have 10 people on full scholarships, and the other team can be on anything.
Oh, really?
So what they typically do is they offer a lot of partial scholarships to have like 20 people on a half scholarship or something like that, right? So for me, I was offered a 3/4 scholarship.
Okay.
So which was still a lot of money. So international tuition for me was about 55,000 American a year.
Even with
no, without.
Oh, okay.
Without.
It was like, whoa, what?
So it'd be 55. So I don't know what that is, like 75K a year Canadian,
Probably,
I think, roughly.
Yeah, around there, yeah.
So even on 75% scholarship, it's still like 16,000 a year, like
which
out
is
of
more
pocket.
than you would be paying.
And I got to go to Humber for free.
Oh, okay, right? There you go.
So that's that was one of the reasons. And also another thing was just academically speaking. Because in the States you can only play 4 years of school, like sports.
Like sports.
Whereas OCAA is 5, and so is U Sports. So
because they have the thing where you can redshirt. But you can only do 4 years.
You can only do 4 years. So for me, going down there, I was only able to play for 2 years. So I wouldn't have been able to get the education that I wanted to by the end of my 2 years.
Oh, really? Okay. So it would have been almost not worth it for you.
So for me, a big thing is after I'm done playing soccer, I want to have something that I can take with and apply to my life.
100%.
Like a degree for sure. So for me,
it's a very smart decision of you, because I feel like a lot of people sometimes don't do that. They're very worried about playing sports, and
100%.
as great as sports, get comfortable. You can move that pillow if you want. There's a pillow behind you. But so it's crazy because I feel like sometimes people don't really take that into consideration. A lot of people I know I got this joke a lot where people are like, "Are you just going to school to play rugby?" Right? It's like, no, like I actually wanted to come to college and I wanted to get an education.
And
rugby just came with it.
And even with soccer, like it's not a long career, and for me a big thing is I want to have a backup plan in case like something happens, because I can get an injury next day and not be able to play, right? So it's super unpredictable. So super unpredictable, so for me, if I stayed in Canada for the next year, I could have got the education I wanted to the time I'm done, right? So that was something that was super important to me, and talked to my family about it as well. And
and your family was kind of like, what we
were
agree
all on the same page, and so that's kind of why I stayed in. Humber's the best college in the country for soccer, right? So if I was to go somewhere, it would have been there, right? So it was a no-brainer for me at the time.
And so you're like, this is a slam dunk. I basically get to go to school for free, and I get the education I want, and I get to play for the best team in the best team in the country. Actually, well, I guess college speaking, I don't know about
they're a good school,
but let's talk a little bit more about that,
for sure,
because I know you got to play in your first OCAA championship game this year, and the national championship. So walk me through just kind of like your guys' playoff run, and then we'll go through the whole thing.
For sure. So for me specifically speaking, I had a bit of a slow season. So I scored 3 goals only during the year.
Okay.
And I led the league in assists.
Okay.
Which was something
that's huge. I feel like that speaks to your versatility, as a player.
For sure.
Because I think like the year before you were the scoring champion
I was most,
for the
most goals.
OCAA.
Yeah.
Which
and then I was most assists this year.
That's incredible.
Yeah,
that's good flexibility, right? Like that's just a love for the game, I feel like.
100%. And for me, like I said, just slow start to the season. So just definitely mental block, right? Just getting over that hurdle, coming in expecting to do like score all these goals kind of thing. And
you're expecting to be the guy that you were the year before.
Yeah,
right?
100%. Like, and so for me, I just had to really take time to reflect and be like, what can I bring to the table other than scoring goals that can help the team win, right? And for me, a big thing was just, I think I have good vision on the pitch and a lot of speed. So what can I do with those attributes to help my team?
How can I utilize that?
Exactly. So just kind of thought, what if I drop back a little deeper and, set up plays kind of thing for the team? Because a lot of talent on the team, right? Who can put the ball in the net, right?
Of course. There's, I mean, you can almost argue every guy that's talented on that team
100%.
could do could be like, obviously, I'm a very amateur soccer player. I played recess soccer growing up, but I just feel like, when you have that much talent, and I like to say this about soccer, like almost every player is interchangeable. It's just what they prefer.
And that's what we did. Like a lot of the times you'd see me like on the wing, other side, striker, like all over, right?
Yeah.
A lot of versatility like in our team. So
100%.
Definitely. So during the regular season, it was like that. And then just all of a sudden playoffs game, just like
flip the switch.
Yeah. And so first game played Mohawk and beat them 13-0, which was a program record.
That's crazy.
For most goals.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing that. I was like, this guy's going off. This is nuts.
Yeah. So scored 2 goals in the first half and then set the second half there.
Yeah.
And then quarterfinals came and we played Centennial.
What were you beating them? Well, sorry, to pause on the Mohawk. What were you beating them by at half?
I can't remember.
If you had to guess.
8 maybe?
8? That's crazy.
8-ish? Yeah.
Fun fact, I almost went to Mohawk.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, actually, I applied to Mohawk was one of the 5 schools I chose to apply to when I was originally.
What were you going to take?
I was going to take child and youth care there.
Okay,
they had child and youth care there, and they were just starting to try to back up a rugby program at that time. So, but I ended up staying.
Yeah, it's a good thing you stayed, Hank.
Yeah, I'm really happy I stayed.
Yeah. So and then quarterfinals came along, played Centennial, and so got to see a few of the boys from SLC. Prior. Cool. So Duarte was on that team.
Oh, okay, really? Then, so some guys from this SLC team had transferred to Centennial. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I got to play against them and just see the guys. So I hadn't seen them in a while. So it's super happy to see my boys, right?
Of course,
so, and then that went well. We won 5-1 and had a goal and assist that game.
There you go.
And then
really getting it going there.
Yeah, and then semifinals came along. We played Seneca, and Seneca was our like rival in the East. They were really? They were the top dogs, right? So they won my first year, and then my second year. They just
so they were like elite.
Yeah, they're elite. Really good program. Yeah, they'll be good this year as well. But so yeah, I played them, and that was a nail biter. So we went up 1-0 in the 55th. One of my good boys, his name's Christian. If he's watching, shout out Christian.
Send him the link. I'm sure.
Well.
100%. I'm sure he'd love
100%. So yeah, he's my boy, and he won Player of the Year for the OCAA.
Oh, shout out Christian.
Yeah, he's a great guy. Even nicer person though. Great guy.
Yeah. So it was funny. I was actually, not to cut you off, but I was explaining this to somebody who was like, oh, like I've never met Jacob, but I've heard a lot about him. And I was like, he's just like the nicest guy. You think that somebody that much talent, typically, I mean, obviously you can speak more to it as for the soccer side, but I feel like sometimes when you meet people with really like a lot of talent at a sport, sometimes they're a little bit like stuck up.
Oh, 100%.
And that can obviously get in the way of them being great.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So it's interesting that like you were like, oh man, great guy, great player. Because that's kind of what I was saying to people about you when they were asking.
Thank you.
I was like, man, he's an unbelievable soccer player, and he's a really nice guy.
Thank you. Yeah, it means a lot to me, Hank.
Yeah, no, you're an incredible guy.
Thank you.
Sorry, not to cut you off.
Yeah, no worries.
I was just like, I found that so funny. That's the way you described him, because that's the way I was describing you to other people.
Thank you. Yeah, great guy, like I said, and so he put us up in the 55th. And then him and I got subbed off in 80th, just the tactical reasons, put on an extra defender. Just hold the fort down.
Hold the fort down, kind of set, like, we're already potentially going to win this game.
Exactly. So, and then the winner of this game got to go to nationals.
Oh, sweet.
So, and then they scored, and maybe the 86th minute. And it's just like a really nice goal kind of thing. And then we were like, I I just remember being on the sideline. I was just pacing around like back and forth.
Because there's nothing you can do.
No,
Oh
like
my
yeah,
God, you're powerless.
yeah. Because like when I'm on the pitch, like I'm not like stressed at all. But when I'm like off the pitch or watching, I get super stressed because I can't control it.
It's probably because you feel you can make a difference when you're on the pitch.
Yeah.
Obviously you can speak to it, but I was like, that used to happen to me sometimes where I would, when I wasn't on the pitch, it'd be like, man, I just want to be there so badly. I actually had a lot of that watching St. Lawrence this year.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I've played my 5 years and I'm proud of what I did there. But I was like, man, sometimes you just want to be on the pitch.
Yeah, because like I said, for me, the big thing was I just can't control what happens on that field, right? And that's just so anxious for me, right?
Yeah, it's hard. It's nerve-wracking.
Yeah, so so they scored, and then Christian and I subbed back on, like in the 88th.
Oh, you can sub back in.
Yeah, you can sub back in.
I wasn't sure because like I wasn't sure like how that works.
Yeah, it's unlimited subs.
Oh, interesting.
Just in college, university, but as it gets into like the professional level, then
okay, so that's
limited.
what I was thinking.
Yeah, because you're right.
Because I'm a FIFA guy, so I was like, how did that work?
Yeah, because in FIFA, you're right. You can only make I think 5 subs a game.
Yeah. That makes more sense that the OCAA would be like,
it's unlimited.
It's not
exactly. So yeah, anyways, came back on, and then one of my other boys, TJ, shout out to TJ as well. Shout out to all the boys.
Shout out to all the boys.
Yeah, so TJ got us.
Shout out to the OCAA champion Humber Hawks.
Yeah.
And national champion.
Yeah, shout out to the big boys. Let's go, big dogs. And yeah, so TJ put us up in like maybe the 105th minute. It was a pretty, or no, it was like 95th minute. So 5 minutes into extra time, which was nice. Had that cushion, and then we just held the fort down, and then got the final whistle 2-1.
When after the, how many minutes after the whistle, I guess, sorry, is what I was trying to say. How many minutes after the whistle did it take before you were able to actually take like a we're okay?
It was I was a nail biter because like I had to sub off in like the 110th minute because I had like a calf cramp.
Yeah.
So I couldn't run anymore.
It's not like you could do anything.
No. So last 10 minutes I was just in there biting my nails. I was please guys.
Just hold Terrell.
Yeah, just please boys, come on. And then so they held it down, and then just ran out to the field, just celebrating, like, you know, even like we won the gold medal, just you know, getting to know that we go to nationals.
Incredible feeling, man.
Yeah. So and then just getting to know like that we go to New Brunswick kind of thing and have a shot, like what we really like.
What the dream was. Yeah.
Yeah, what we want. And so, like I said, we played the next day against Algonquin
in the championship.
Oh
my God! So that's a quick turnaround.
Yeah. So back to back, and then I almost actually went to Algonquin as well. I was considering Algonquin.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Does Algonquin have? Sorry, I'm not familiar with. I did do some research, but so I imagine they were very good.
Yeah. So I'll get into a little bit, but we played them in the provincial finals and national finals.
Oh wow! So like. Yeah, so kind of like your head rival.
Yeah, so they're the best team in the country this year.
Yeah.
So really good school, and so played them in the finals, and that was probably my best game of the year. The OCAA finals. Really? Yeah, so I had a good game, and I came into the game with a bit of an injury from the day before. Just got a Charlie horse in the quad.
Calf cramp.
Yeah, and so I remember the first goal happened. It was crazy crowd, by the way, like. Huge turnout, and it was on I think it was, I don't know if it was St. Patty's weekend or if it was Hoko weekend or it was something.
Oh shit! So the crowd was bumping,
a lot of people were up there, right? So
what would you say the crowd split was? Was it like 60%?
A lot of Humber because they're coming from Ottawa, right? So it's a 5-hour drive to Toronto because we were hosting because we were top seed.
Oh, okay. So I didn't know that. That's what I was.
But there's still a lot of Algonquin people there, even though it's a 5-hour drive. But
they'll make the trip.
Yeah,
especially if your team's that good. I feel like
for the finals. Yeah.
It's gonna be a tough trip home, though. I'll be honest.
Yeah, it was a rough drive for them, I'm sure. But yeah.
Sorry, that's fun to me. That's crazy. That's like the most respectful way to say "see you later." Is crazy.
Yeah. So I just remember our first goal came in the 9th minute. And
so straight off the bat.
Yeah, so our goalie caught the ball, booted it down over half, and then one of my other teammates, Marcus, he went up and challenged for the ball. Yeah, he challenged for the ball, and then there was 2 Algonquin defenders as well going for it, but they kind of ran into each other, and the ball just kind of bounced. And,
like he kind of like split them, but they kind of like
they kind of just ran into each other. So, anyways, like the ball bounced like kind of in front, and then I was underneath, so I was able to pick up the ball.
Yeah,
and then I just remember it was kind of similar. Like it's funny, it was at the George Brown Field. And
really?
So this is probably my new favorite goal.
Okay,
on
sweet.
The podcast.
Okay, here we go. Here's a reel for us.
Yeah. So again, same pitch.
It's so hard finding your old goals, by the way. Because like OCAA Live, please, OCAA Live, change this.
Yes.
Please put the old games up on our archives or something, because it's so hard to find.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
And and then so just picked up the ball. I think I dribbled to the left, really similar to the first goal that we talked about. So I went to the left side of the pitch, and then there was 2 defenders who were kind of trailing me, and then I just took a touch in between and split them.
Yeah.
And then so I kind of cut across back to like the top of the box. So from like that, like the goal line to the top of the box.
Okay, yeah.
And then just did a couple like just fake shots, just to like try and stretch your legs.
Yeah.
And then on the last one,
making them have it to kind of defend you.
Yeah, just trying to lunge, because like it's hard to like create separation at the top of the box, especially when somebody's so close to you, right?
Because they know what's at stake, and they don't want to.
Yeah, and then it's easy for them to block a shot. It's hard to like set the ball through, right?
Yeah.
So one thing that I do like to do is just kind of like hesitate and act like I'm gonna shoot it, because it's a little lunge to try and block it.
Well, because you're such a threat too, especially with you being a former OCAA scoring champion.
Yeah,
they have to respect it
for sure. And so they just lunged, and then I just slipped it like under in between his legs and went to the bottom left corner.
Kind of a little bit of almost a nutmeg.
It was a nice goal. And so I remember that, I just went to the corner and celebrated the guys.
I'm so excited to clip that. That's gonna be so much fun.
It was a crazy goal. And then the crowd just went crazy as well. My sister actually got on video, and you can just hear her screaming. My grandma was there screaming, and
maybe I'll have to get the clip from your sister.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. It's crazy.
Sick.
Yeah, and then the 33rd minute, I scored the second goal.
Your family came up, correct? Yeah,
they all drove up. Too. Yeah, and then 33rd minute, scored the second goal. Wasn't anything spectacular. Just kind of defender made a bad back pass, and then just kind of got on the end of it, and then just hit it past the keeper.
Oh yeah.
And then went up 2-0, and then just kind of once we got that second goal, we kind of just knew that it's over.
Yeah, you knew we're not letting this game up.
Yeah, and I remember as soon as I scored, I just like remember waving my hands and saying it was over, because like
you're doing the Vince Carter.
Yeah, it was over.
That's
like
crazy.
30 minutes in, just because I had such faith in our defense as well. Like
of course,
like great.
And as soon as you show the boys that kind of confidence, too, they know like, we got to lock it down.
Yeah, like I said, just so much belief in that team. And so like I said, just finished 2-0, and then I was awarded man of the match.
Yeah.
And then went on to nationals. And then nationals was a great experience. We got to fly out to New Brunswick with the team for like a week or so. And so I was,
it must have been like a unique experience.
I was gonna say it was a whole new
to travel as a team, to do all that stuff.
The team bonding as well, just being in the hotel with the guys for a week straight. They're like our boys, and like not to disrespect New Brunswick, but there was really not a whole lot to like do there. Really small population.
Come on, New Brunswick, step it up.
I know.
It's actually very, very funny. Obviously not in the same spot, but there was like they hosted the World Juniors, and I think it was probably like PEI or something like that. Hey, you. But I was like, man, why would you do that? I was like, just have it in Toronto where there's actually stuff for these people to do.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anyways, the experience overall, like, obviously was great. So we won our first game 3-0, and then scored in that game the last goal.
Oh yeah.
And then our semifinals, we played against Nate, which is, I think they were the second seed in the country at the time or something like that.
So really, where were they from?
Alberta, I believe.
Okay, so they were part of
Yeah. I could be. I'm pretty sure though. I'm 90%
fairly sure.
90% sure. Anyway, so that was a big game. That was like kind of the one that we were most out of the 3 games, like most
worried about,
focused
I guess.
on. Yeah. And so that game, similar to the first game actually. So we scored in the 10th minute. So I scored the first goal, and so it was Christian. Christian and I linked up a lot during the year. So he just played a ball.
A dynamic duo, if you will.
Yeah, and so him and I were the 2 All-Canadians this year.
Oh, that's incredible.
From the West Division.
Oh, sweet.
So,
that's sweet.
Yeah, and that was my second time being Nave, which I was super grateful for.
Yeah, that's gotta be like, it's gotta be so fulfilling in terms of like, you're like, not only am I a great player, but I'm one of the best in the country.
Yeah, for sure. And like for me, the biggest thing is just knowing that people like saw that I was able to help my team enough to be
a champion.
Yeah. And just for me, like I said, individual awards like are nothing without my team, right? Like 100%. I'm only one person on the pitch. Like all my other 10 guys are working like dogs out there to get the job done. So
it's very funny too, because I said this to a couple of guys who are incoming to St. Lawrence for rugby, and a couple of them said, "Oh, I want to win Rookie of the Year." And I said, "Focus on being a champion.
100%.
Focus on being a champion, and then if you focus on winning a championship, all the other things will follow."
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's exactly what happened with our team, right?
Yeah.
We got like, we had. Sorry, there's a fly.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, so we had like guys like Evan winning like man of the match for the gold medal game, and like just things started to fall into place. We had Charles who player of the year, right?
Yeah.
Like it was just like once you worry about the team dynamic and all
100%.
that, like
Yeah, exactly.
and I couldn't agree with you more. Like the team matters.
100%.
It's not about the individual things.
Most important thing.
Because what you're gonna remember is how great the team was.
Exactly.
And I said that you're gonna forget in 5 years who the rookie of the year was.
Yeah,
but who you will not forget who the champions were
exactly.
that year. So
exactly.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that was definitely something I was really proud of. Like I said, just being able to help my team and I did my job like the best I could given the circumstances, right? It's just something I'm really proud of. And
especially after like you were saying, like a slow start where you kind of had a mental block a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. And so as the season like went on, just gradually picked it up and super grateful. Like I said, just being able to overcome that because I didn't really have to like face that before, like in my collegiate career, right?
Yeah.
So,
because you had always kind of been like, especially at St. Lawrence, like you were a scoring champion for a reason, because you were always put in positions where you were scoring and you were involved.
Exactly.
So and especially being around that many talented players, almost makes the all Canadian thing stand out even more.
Yeah, and I couldn't have done it without my teammates for sure. Because like even throughout the season, I was like, like at the start of the season, I just remember like I think I was in tears a couple of times, like after the game.
Yeah, you're questioning yourself a little bit.
Like, I was like, guys, I'm so sorry. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. It's like, because like for me, like I wasn't upset that I like wasn't scoring. I just was upset that because I felt like I was letting the team down.
Yeah, you were like, I know what I can bring.
Yeah,
and right now it doesn't feel like I'm bringing it.
Yeah, exactly. So that was why I was like so upset and so hard on myself. And then they just had my back the whole entire way. Like, Jacob, we know what you're capable of. Like, we got your back. Like we know.
And that makes the world of difference too. Yeah, and I bet you that's why it paid off so much later in the season.
100%. They didn't give up on me, and like I wanted to like show them why they didn't need to. So
were you close with the coaches and stuff?
Yeah,
too?
Great group of coaches, and I still talk to them to this day. Like every single day, like it's a great group of guys, and they always ask how I'm doing and stuff like this.
Okay, walk me through the championship game. Let's get there, because I want to talk about your journey to Queens and everything.
Yeah, for sure. So championship game came along. I remember got a call in the morning, and they're like, "Oh, do you guys want to practice at like 8 a.m. kind of thing? Just warm up on the pitch." And like, no. And we're like, "No, we got it.
Like we're confident.
Yeah, we're all right. We don't need to go on the pitch. Like just the guys rest kind of thing." And
well, and what happens if somebody tweaks their ankle or
and you feel confident,
twist their knee or something like that? And then you're like, oh shit, maybe we shouldn't have did that.
Yeah, exactly. And we played Algonquin before, and obviously it's a new game, but we felt pretty confident in our team.
Every game is different, but you had beaten them prior, so what to do to beat them.
We felt confident, and so game just. Just a bunch of laughs with the guys, just super like loose, just
have fun.
Just a typical day, right? Like nobody,
what you wanted to do.
Yeah, you couldn't tell like that it was a championship final. To be honest, we were all just I remember just in the banquet room, just eating food and just playing soccer, tennis, and just having laughs,
just having fun.
Yeah, just having fun. And so game came, and super cold day, really cold. It was.
That's crazy.
I was looking at my sis. It was 1 degree, and
oh my god,
like -8 with
the
chill.
My god.
And so we were out there.
When are we in at this point? Is it like November?
Mid-November.
Mid-November. Okay. Yeah.
So mid-November. And I remember I didn't have mitts.
Oh no.
And so I had a long sleeve and a shirt, and then we have shorts, right? We can't wear pants or anything. So super cold.
Yeah,
super
I guess
cold.
That makes sense. Like
super cold, and really windy. So
just a shit day.
Yeah, and then so we won 1-0 that game.
Yeah.
And so how the goal happened was our left back, like his name's Luca, great guy. And so
did he go to St. Lawrence?
No.
Okay, I was gonna say there was.
No, he's been at Humber his whole career. Great player. Hopefully, definitely going down the Hall of Fame for sure.
Shout out.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
A national champion.
Yeah, he's multiple time
national champion. There you go.
Yeah, damn. So he pinged the ball from the left to right to Christian.
Yeah.
And Christian timed it like back in the air, like a back pass to Franz. And then Franz on his weak foot drilled it into the net.
Yeah.
And so Franz, he won player of the tournament, and he was also a first team All-Star for OCAA. He had a phenomenal season.
Yeah.
Definitely couldn't have done what we did without him. And he had a lot of personal issues going on as well, just with family and stuff like this. And
so shout out to him, man. Yeah, just being able to pull that together.
He overcame so much to get where he was. I'm so proud of him for it.
Shout out to him.
Yeah, definitely.
Honestly, that's
amazing.
That's such a hard thing to.
100%.
And like I can speak about this a little bit now. It was a little bit fresh last time we had talked, but obviously not on the same topic. But unfortunately, that was like our championship year.
Yep.
My dad got shot.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
He was shot literally like the training camp that we were doing it, and I was at training camp the next day.
Wow.
And shout out to Josh Barrs.
Yeah, sure.
But it was funny because he had said, man, this Hank guy seems like kind of an asshole. My one friend Evan was like, well, his dad was just shot yesterday and he's still at practice. So
jeez.
But it's interesting because like people don't understand like those personal issues really can put a damp, like why you don't want to go and do those things. So shout out to him for being able to kind of see those things and be able to overcome it.
I'm super proud of him for it, you know, and especially to play the way he did, like, you know, we couldn't have got where we did as a team without him, for sure.
Lights out.
He was amazing, you know, winning MVP of like the national championship, right?
Like how could you what gets better than that?
I know,
you know what I mean?
Like, super proud of
him.
I
wish there was a national for rugby. I really wish. There's just not enough schools in Canada that have teams and like divisions and stuff like that. But man, that'd be so much fun.
Yeah, and so just remember, so in the semifinal I got injured, and so I in around the 30th minute, and then I scored the second goal in the 35th minute. And then after I scored the second goal, it came off and I busted my ankle really bad. So after the season, I was out for 4.5 months with an ankle injury. Tore some ligaments in my ankle.
Oh no, I have some damage in my ankle.
Yeah. So probably my worst injury as a soccer player up to this date. And then I just remember I was like, after the game, I was just the whole time in the hotel, just like, because I was roommates with Christian, and I just remember telling Christian, I was like, Christian, I don't think I'm going to be able to play in the finals. I can't walk right now. And he's like, don't worry, Jacob, you know, you're going to be good. We'll take care of you. And he's like, you know, if you need anything, just tell me, you know, stay off. And so I just had this, like, we had Normatec boots, if you know what that is.
Yes.
It's like the icy hot kind of thing. So I just remember sitting in the bed for like 6 hours, like a
with
day,
that on,
just didn't do anything. I was just so dedicated to like trying to get on that pitch and just play and help the team, right?
And you were able to get on the pitch.
Yeah, so I played 80 minutes in the finals.
Incredible.
And just
what a story, honestly.
It was crazy. I didn't think I was going to be able to do it. I was so upset. I just remember calling my family and like my loved ones, and I was like, guys, like, I don't think I'm going to do it. And my dad and sister and grandparents drove down actually to New Brunswick to watch.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know, they drove all, so there's no way I can't play.
There's no way I'm not playing.
Yeah. So it all worked out in the end, kind of thing. And just took a lot of time off after the season just to recover. But just hearing that whistle blow and then just running onto the pitch with my guys and
to be a national champion.
Yeah, it was like unbelievable.
This is what
feeling.
you dreamed of. See, now you know kind of what I was talking about when I was talking about it the last time. Like, obviously we didn't win a national championship, but winning an OCAA championship, almost like I remember sprinting towards my old teammates too, because I was like, look, I fucking told you we were gonna do this. It's crazy too, because I broke my left ankle. I have degree ligament damage.
Jeez, how do you do
that? So what happened was, I went to tackle a guy and I slide tackled him and he landed and like snapped on my ankle. It was shitty tackling for him by me partially, but just a shitty circumstance.
Yeah, for sure.
And so what ended up happening was I was doing 3 times a day with our athletic person of just like being in that boot, doing exercises, and doing like the icy hot one. And man, it was a lot. I remember I broke my ankle in, I want to say it was June 29th. And we had training camp and they said, well, you can take the surgery, but you'll be out a year. Because obviously you have to wait for the surgery, and then you had to get the surgery and take time off. And then they said you can also rehab it with her, and you might be able to play this season. And I remember just making it through and being able to get to training camp. And I remember like there was games after that training camp where I was literally still in a boot. I would go get on the bus in a boot, like stay on the bus, get dressed, get dressed at the field, and then I would take my boot off. They'd wrap me, I'd play, and then I'd get back in my boot and get back on the bus.
That's crazy. Good for
and
you,
like probably like 2 or 3 weeks in a row where we were just doing
crazy.
that. And I remember, man, it fucking sucked. It was just like it sucks so much to be injured.
Yeah, that's crazy, but that's crazy you overcame that in the first place, though.
Yeah, because I was just like, I wanted to play, right? Like, and that was the thing. I had just lost a bunch of weight at that time too. Like, I had gotten into pretty good shape, so I was like, and I really wanted to play. And I wasn't willing to set out that year. That would have been so many more. That would have been an extra year on top of that, which would have been crazy.
Yeah, I know, that's crazy.
But yeah, no, I was happy that I was able to make it through that, and I know how it feels to go through those fucking injuries. Moving on from the championship stuff, let's talk about how you're getting, like, how the kid is coming home. The kid is coming home.
Coming home.
The hometown return.
Yeah, and
so for people who don't know, explain a little bit about what you're moving on from Humber.
Yeah, so going to be going to Queens in the fall to play soccer.
Incredible.
And so kind of it was in the works for like a while. Like finally, like something quicker than St. Lawrence and Humber.
Yeah. So
like
it was like
not last minute.
something that was talked about a little bit
Yeah,
beforehand.
yeah. So basically, just how it worked is just so the head coach, his name's Casey, and so I knew Casey for
Shout out Casey.
So I knew Casey for 2 years.
Okay.
So prior to me going to Humber, I did a tour of Ontario Tech in the winter, and Casey was the assistant coach at the time for the
Oh,
program.
interesting.
So that's how I was introduced to Casey in the first place. And super great guy. Just went up and he was kind of the one who gave me a tour of Ontario Tech and stuff like this.
Just wanted to show you an opportunity. Yeah.
Yeah, and wanted me to go there. And just ended up choosing Humber in the end. And
Yeah.
he was super understanding. And so last year he took over the Queens men's soccer team. And so he kind of got the head coaching position a little bit like kind of late. So
a little bit later in the cycle.
Yeah, then kind of what he was hoping for, I'm assuming. Just I feel like he probably might have had a hard time getting in some guys, especially like so late.
Well, it's so hard, right? Like because guys are getting promises from maybe other schools and stuff like
and
that.
They're already committed, like a lot of these guys that he wants to bring in, right? So anyway, so after the season, kind of reached out to me in maybe March, if I had to guess, kind of thing. And
okay,
March. It was like, hey Jacob, how are you doing? Like, you know, I'm coaching Queens, and you know, just want to congratulate on your season and stuff like this. You know, would you be interested in meeting up sometime? And I was like, yeah, for sure, Casey. You know, it kind of took me like he gave me a tour of Queens because I actually never had one of Queens.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like I knew the previous coach stuff like this. I feel like
that's interesting, especially it's like being a hometown soccer town.
Yeah, and it's like the previous coach wanted me to go to Queens.
Yeah,
but just never did the tour or anything.
It was kind of like you should come here kind of thing. Versus
exactly.
Casey's was like, hey, come take a tour. We'll talk.
It was more like formal.
Yeah, it was more like more like an actual recruitment.
Yeah, it was more formal, and so just went, you know, great facilities, and I knew a lot of people at Queens already, kind of thing. And you know, super close to home, so you know, just was like no brainer kind of thing, and
kind of felt perfect.
Yeah, it was great, and you know, going to be taking something that I want to take, so I'm going to do my bachelor's in economics.
Oh, incredible!
So yeah, super happy to do that because if soccer doesn't work out, I want to go into finance.
Yeah,
and so I feel like that's
where the money is, literally.
Yeah. So I think this is something that would be able to set me up for sure, like long term.
Yeah.
And so yeah, just did a tour, committed a couple months ago. Maybe.
Was there other schools that were kind of like poking around that were like, hey, like I imagine Humber was like, hey, come back.
Yeah, 100%.
But what led to kind of like can we talk a little bit about what the other offers were, or like I guess the other opportunities were?
Yeah.
And why you ended up choosing Queens?
Yeah. For me, I wanted something new, and
you like a challenge.
Yeah, and kind of won everything that there is to win, like in the OCAA.
Yeah.
And you know, I was like, I wanna go and take on another challenge, and you know, try and strive in that.
Yeah.
And so I was just kind of shifting my attention away from the OCAA. And
was there ever like a second where you were kind of like, oh, maybe I'll run it back?
Yeah, I feel like there's always gonna be thoughts, like, you know what I mean? Like I said, just love my time on both teams, right? I'm like, every time I drive by St. Lawrence, I always think of this home.
Yeah.
Right. And you know, like and yeah, so just I think there'll always be thoughts, you know, like, what if I do this? What if I do that? But for me, I just gotta, you know, stick with my gut.
You also gotta be happy with what you've done.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Like that, I think that was a huge thing too. Is like there's obviously some years at St. Lawrence where we didn't win it all.
Yeah.
And you know, I always look back and think, what could I have changed? But when I pass that field every time, what I'm reminded of is our championship celebration.
Yeah.
And just like the relief and the happiness that I felt that day, and it makes me feel like home.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, just like I said, once to experience something new, you're only young once. And
100%.
So yeah, just came back.
No, I'm on the other side of 25 now.
You're looking good for your age, Hank.
Thanks, man. For my age, that's crazy.
Hank, I'm only 20, Hank. I'm only 20.
You're only 20?
Yeah, I'm 20.
Holy fuck, that makes me feel. Oh, I'm 26. Jesus, yeah, I guess I do look good for my age. That's crazy.
Yeah, so just.
So wait, when did you start at St. Lawrence then? Sorry, not 17. To cut you off.
I just turned 18 in September, so I started 17.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And
congratulations. That's such an incredible like.
Thank you.
What a lineage and legacy to already have in the game to only be 20.
Yeah, I'm super proud of it. Like I said, super grateful.
That's incredible.
Just thankful to be in the spot in the first place, kind of thing.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, and so just, you know, just went to Queens, and there's a lot of new guys coming in this year, which is really great.
It'll be a cool challenge for sure.
Yeah, and a lot of the guys coming in I do know from Toronto, like the semi-pro league that I was playing in, and a lot of really good players coming in. So I think there are like a lot of not expectations, but just
hopes.
Yeah, and just ambition to go and have that winning culture here at Queens kind of thing.
Yeah,
because it's been a while since they've won, right?
Yeah, I'm not particularly sure when the last time they won was, but I know that they've kind of they're always kind of like around.
Yep.
But they're not like
they've never been able to get over the hump.
Yeah, that threat. Yeah.
So and Casey's I think the right guy for the job as well. He's got a lot of connections and just super great guy in the soccer community and as a person. He's helped me a lot like off the pitch as well, just even like outside of soccer. Just 100%. Always been there for me. So he's a great guy to have in your corner.
So it's a perfect opportunity.
Oh yeah, great guy. You couldn't ask for a better person and coach to have.
And you probably also wanted to come home a little bit.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
100%. And so just kind of wanted to go to Queens. And so for me, one thing was figuring out where I was going to play in the summer. And so I was like, hey Casey, like I'm in school right now. So I'm in a winter summer semester at St. Lawrence. It's like I'm doing my second year of business there right now.
Okay.
So I graduate middle of August. And
congratulations.
Thank you.
Cool.
Yeah. So then I'm just using those to transfer into Queens. And then so I was like, hey Casey,
almost like a flawless transition.
Yeah. And so I was like, hey Casey, like I gotta do full-time studies here. I can't like play in Toronto this summer because he like originally wanted me to go play in Toronto.
Yeah, he's
just at a good level.
Yeah, especially and probably to get some like chemistry with those guys who are
exactly, and just make sure I'm playing at a level that's suitable that these other guys are. Just make sure like I'm at game.
You're staying fresh.
Yeah. And he was like super understanding about it. And then so he actually went out to Halifax, and so he just helped do some coaching there. And then he remember the conversation with him. Just he was like. So there's a sporting director at the club and his name's Mark. And Mark had a conversation with Casey and he was just like, he was like, oh, I saw Jacob Balls going to Queens. And he was like, I saw his highlight tape. I like him. He's like, you should bring him down. And then
you're like, this is interesting.
Yeah. And then I was like, how do you say no to that? Right.
Yeah. So, like almost like a free opportunity.
Yeah. So just flew down and was with the Halifax Wanderers of the CPL. So basically what the CPL
shout out.
Yeah. And so what the CPL is, it's the highest division, the highest league in Canada for soccer. It's a professional league.
Okay, interesting.
So basically there's a U Sport draft.
Yeah.
And so I believe it's 16 players. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's 16. So 16 players every year get drafted to the CPL. So that's kind of the main purpose of going to the OUA is just to try and get drafted.
To try to get drafted
into the CPL.
So that you can kind of get noticed.
Yeah. So for me, I was just already out there training with the team and just seeing the environment. And I was on trial there for a week and a half-ish kind of thing. And did super well. Playing the game at the U21s and won a man of match there.
There you go.
And
that's awesome.
And then just got to go see a first team game. And I was practicing with the first team the whole week kind of thing, which was great. And I was a little nervous going into it, just because the guys that are on TV and like they're the pros.
They're making big moves.
Yeah, they're the pros. Like this is like the top soccer in Canada.
Yeah.
Like
so you're like, okay, this is new. This is that new step. This is a new challenge.
And so I was like nervous. I was like, again, just being the outsider coming in, what do I expect? And great group of guys, like super humble, like no ego whatsoever on
the
that
nicest
team.
People.
And I just remember even just after training one day, I was just shooting free kicks with this guy. And so I didn't know at the time, but he played for PSG.
Okay.
And so that's one of the big clubs.
It is a
big club. So that PSG is the team that Messi played for after he went to after he left Barcelona. And so I was just shooting free kicks with him, and I remember this conversation I had. He was like, we were maybe 35 yards out at the time, like just from the goal.
Yeah.
And he was like, I want to see, like, let's do some knuckleballs kind of thing. So I was like trying to stay late and just get extra reps.
You were working.
I was working. And he was like, show me. He was like, show me your knuckleball. And I remember just stepping up to the ball and just hit it, smacked it, and went right into like the top left corner. And it was like it was the best shot I've ever taken in my life.
Incredible.
Best shot I've ever taken in my life. And I just remember
pressure's on, and you said,
I just remember like the inside of me, I was like, oh my god, like
let's go.
I was like, no way. But the outside, I was like,
you had to play it cool. You're like, I can't let them see me sweat.
I can't let them know what I know.
Exactly.
And then he's like, how am I supposed to shoot after that? Then he didn't even shoot; he just walked off.
He said, "How can I follow?"
Yeah, and then
how can I follow that?
Later, found out afterwards that he's playing for like one of the biggest clubs in the world when he was 19.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And didn't even know at the time. Like you would have never known.
It's not like he was like, "Move, kid, get out of my way."
No, you would have never would have guessed that ever. not that he's a bad soccer player by any means, just like the ego aspect of things, just no ego whatsoever.
Yeah, it wasn't like he was walking through with his PSG stuff on.
Yeah,
still,
you
like,
never would have guessed that he's playing like in front of a 70,000 stadium every week.
That's crazy,
right? So, like I said, it's a super great experience. And when I left, the coaches gave me feedback, and they were super happy with how I did, and they want to bring me back down and just pay for my housing and stuff like this, and keep on training with the team.
Yeah.
So this week, actually, I think it was today's Friday.
Today's Friday. Yep.
So I think it was Tuesday morning. I got a text from them, and I haven't spoken to them in a couple of weeks. And they were like, "Oh, hey, Jacob, we have a game on August 6th. Would you want to come down?"
Oh, interesting.
And they're like, you have to fly down tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
And so I'll get into this. This is a little story kind of thing.
Sweet.
So
I'm getting the inside scoop
so
here on the Hank Perrin podcast.
Yeah, so he was like, you gotta fly down tomorrow morning, like Saturday morning.
Yep.
And you'll stay out with the team and play on the game Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, so right now actually I'm going through an injury. So
to that same ankle, or
no, different injury.
Okay.
So the second last day when I was in Halifax, I just kind of did a cut, and just my knee just fell a little bit off. And
something felt weird.
Yeah, but I just played through, and then came back here, and then just a week later, was just playing and struck the ball. It's like, oh, this doesn't feel good still. And then so went to the hospital the following day, and the doctor was like, oh, you tore your meniscus.
Oh, fuck.
And so I was like, no way. I was super, super devastated, right? Because
of course,
I was like, I don't even know if I'll be able to play soccer this fall, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I was like,
it's one of those injuries that you start to like when you hear them. It's like,
it's like,
fuck.
it's like, do I need surgery on this thing?
Yeah.
Like, am I going to be able to play?
Yeah.
And so I actually just had an MRI this morning.
Okay.
And so my mom works at the hospital, and she knows a lot of the doctors, and thankfully I was able to get the results like 3.5 hours later.
Yeah.
So thankfully it's not torn.
Okay, good.
But I'm dealing with 3 injuries right now in the knee.
3 different injuries.
3 different injuries all happen here. So the first thing is I have 5 millimeters. What is it? It's not torn cartilage in my knee, but it's cartilage that got ripped off the bone in my knee.
Oh my God.
And so it's in there still, and that's one. And then I have a bone bruise in the knee, and then I also have a ruptured socket in the back of my knee.
Oh shit.
Which is leaking fluid.
Oh no.
So I have 3 injuries going on right now. So I'm waiting to see what the timeline is, but I'm thinking it's around like 6 to 10 weeks I'll be able to play.
Okay.
So I'm probably going to be able to it'll probably be middle to end of September when I'm able to play.
Okay. So
I'm probably going to miss half the season, to be honest, with this. So just trying to work through it, kind of thing, and just the mental block. Kind of expected, like I knew something wasn't right.
Of course.
So I kind of anticipated, not even being like knowing if I was going to be able to play this fall, kind of thing.
100%. Yeah.
So, but now I know what I'm dealing with. Just going to focus on rehab and just
attack it. Yeah.
Yeah. And, like when I saw you, I can walk and run on it fine.
Yeah.
Right. Like it doesn't hurt or anything.
I wouldn't even have known you were injured when you.
I can walk, and that's why I thought I was fine. So that's why I played when I came back. It's because I can walk, and I was like, and then I just struck the ball. I was like, so I was like, yeah. So right now I'm just dealing with that. So just trying to get over that hurdle, right?
Yeah.
But it's part of the game. And
life's supposed to throw you those challenges, right? So, which it sucks because at one level you're like, I like why is this happening to me? But at the same time, it's almost like life's coming
100%.
like coming to you and not at you, kind of thing, right? Like,
and that's just the mentality.
It's almost like a challenge.
100%. And that's just the mentality you got to have. Like whether it's soccer, like, or anything, you're like, there's always gonna be stuff that's coming your way, and it's just how you deal with it. It's just
and how you can be grateful for that experience, right? Like,
exactly.
I think that's a huge thing for that I think both share is is just like a love and a gratitude for a challenge, for that opportunity, because I think it makes your life a lot easier. And just in terms of even being an athlete, right? Like having to go through those challenges, having a tough season, having an injury, right? It forces you to be better in different areas of your game. And I think it'll only make you stronger.
Yeah. And I feel like, to some extent, I feel like everybody's always like throughout their whole life has had stuff to like overcome, myself speaking, I've had stuff I had to overcome at a young age. Right.
Yeah.
And, I feel like it's something that you can either let consume you and, not deal with it.
Yeah, you can let it kick you in the head, or you can kick its head off.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Be proactive and better yourself from the situation. Just know, like, the situation isn't the best in the moment, but it's up to me to get myself out of that situation.
I need to be that guy. Yeah,
exactly. So that's just the kind of mentality I have right now with it, and just just trying to stay positive. And
That's crazy.
I
had no idea.
Yeah.
An exclusive here.
Yeah,
the Hank
exclusive.
Perrin podcast.
Yeah, not too many people know right now. Actually,
sorry, Queens. I didn't.
Yeah. So
I mean, hey. So are you just doing the 1 year at Queens, or is it a multi-year?
I had 2 years.
Okay, so you have 2 years.
2 years there, and then be done school, done soccer, and then hopefully play professionally. If I can play professionally before, I will.
Yeah.
So after my fall season at Humber, I had a professional opportunity in Germany if I wanted to go.
Okay.
And it was lower division in Germany.
Did you consider it?
It was something I definitely considered, but it was super fast, and it was one of those situations where the sporting agency reached out to me, and they were like,
that sounds fancy.
Yeah.
It sounds I mean, I don't know if it is, but it sounds fancy.
And they were like, oh, we saw your tape, we like you, kind of thing. We can get you onto this team in this division in Germany. And they're like, but the transfer window closes soon. We need to know within the next couple of days if you're flying out to Germany to live here.
Yeah.
And for me at the time, I didn't think I was at a stage in my life where
you're just ready to uproot and go to move.
Just go like on 2 days notice to Germany, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And like I said, for me, stability is something that's really important to me.
Yeah.
And I wanted to have a plan other than just soccer.
Yeah.
And
and it's also like picking up moving to Germany is a huge life change.
Yeah,
like it's not just going to Toronto, going to Humber.
Yeah.
You're moving different countries.
Yeah. Don't know anybody, don't know the language.
Yeah.
Just completely on my own, kind of thing. And for me, I was just like, I don't think I'm there quite yet.
No.
Like if you ask me in a year from now, it might be a different answer,
Yeah.
like I said, but just where I'm at.
And you also have you have a partner too, right? And it's like you got to think about them and their career. It's actually funny because I remember when we won our championship, Ryerson TMU had reached out to a bunch of us, like Evan. They asked Evan to come, and I know a couple of schools had reached out to me, Ryerson TMU being included, where they were like, we're trying to rebuild our rugby program, would you guys be interested in coming? There's a bridge program for my program. And I was like, no, because I don't want to live in Toronto, and I knew my girlfriend wouldn't either. So it's even like thinking about the partner aspect of it.
I left after first semester at Humber, just because I wasn't a big fan of the Toronto aspect, just like the traffic.
It's a lot, man.
I wasn't close to school, so I was driving like an hour every day.
And it's different when you're playing soccer, because then you're like, all right, I get to see the boys, I get to play soccer, I get to do my thing. Well,
like I was close to the school, but it's just Toronto traffic's crazy.
Oh, so really? So you were like close. It was just
so I was maybe 30 kilometers ish.
Oh my god, that's not that
too far.
No.
And I remember like there was one time after practice, I was just on the phone with my gram, and it was like an hour and 45 minutes to get home.
And you were on the phone the whole time?
Yeah, I just called my grandma every single day after us. I was like,
shout out to grandma.
Yeah,
I don't know if she'll watch this, because I don't know.
I'll send it to her.
It's sweet.
Yeah.
Shout out to grandma.
She's pretty tech savvy, actually. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she'll figure it out.
I'm proud of her.
Yeah. So I just remember on the phone with my grandma every single day. I was like, Grandma, like, I can't do this traffic. It's like, I'm so tired of it. She's like, you haven't moved yet? It's been a half hour. I'm like, yeah, Graham. Like, I don't know what's going on.
I don't know what's happening.
I don't know what's going on, Graham.
I just chose to come. I just chose to come here because I thought they had a great soccer team.
Yeah. So, if I end up at Humber one day, living close to campus.
Yeah.
Walking to campus distance. But anyways, like it was fun though. But
I'm sure you're happy to be back in that Kingston.
Yeah, the Kingston traffic is nothing.
Nothing compared to what it is in Toronto.
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, I'm sure you've noticed as well. Just
Yeah. I mean, I went to Blue Jays games and stuff like that, and there's been a few times where I don't please don't arrest me, Kingston Police or Toronto Police, but I had to pee on the side of the highway because I was like, I'm not doing this. There was bushes and stuff, so I wasn't just peeing out on the open.
So
but it was one of, like, the Toronto traffic is fucking insane.
Oh, it's horrible.
It's like fucking insane.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah, it was the number one reason why I didn't even consider going on a visit. Yeah, so I was like, there's no point. Like, I'm not going.
Yeah.
Finally, the sun's gone.
I know. Finally.
Take my sunnies off.
Yeah.
Not sponsored by Alani, by the way.
Not yet.
That'd be sick. Alani, hit me up.
Yeah.
You can do something.
Yeah.
But yeah, even just like, how much did it change you as a person, even moving to Toronto and doing all that stuff?
It was good. Just the biggest thing for me was just getting out of my comfort zone and just, being willing to take like risk and have
push the boundaries.
Yeah. And like the only thing I didn't like about it was just the traffic and the commute.
But traffic,
but just super happy I like put myself out in the first place, because like I said, Kingston's small town, never really was able to get out and do anything.
And I feel like you were always like you've always been a highly touted prospect around here too, so it's kind of like, okay, let's see what I'm like around with other sharks.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
So it was great, and definitely developed a lot of personal skills from that. And yeah, super grateful for the experience. Like I said, I wouldn't change it for the world. So
That's incredible.
yeah.
What has changed? What would you say has changed personally since the last time we spoke? Like, how much have you grown up? I mean, obviously you're only 20.
Yeah.
But like, if you can give me even like one lesson, what's one lesson you've learned over the last 2 years since we last did a podcast?
That's a good question, Hank.
I know. I try to ask these good questions.
That's a good question. I think one thing is just to be grateful for what you have and not take anything for granted. Just in life, right? Like, you know, you never know tomorrow what could happen, and you know, you just got to live each day to the fullest. And you know, if there's something in your life that's, you know, you're not happy with, what can you do to fix it? And you know, have that in your life. That
how can you be proactive about it? Yes.
So that's definitely something that's really important to me. My relationship with soccer, my relationship with people, the ones I love, and just trying to, you know, live my life to the fullest every single day, because you never know what can happen, right? So just want to live a life that I'm proud of every single day.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah.
I also share that too, because I was saying this the other day, but I had a lot. Sorry, that was random as hell. Yeah, I was saying that the other day, that because it's interesting. Like, I obviously have had a few concussions and stuff like that with rugby, and I had whiplash twice in the last 5 years. So really some serious damage done to my neck, and that's actually, for people who didn't know, that's why I took a year away from rugby to do all these like neck strengthening workouts and go see doctors at Kopi and stuff like that, to be able to get back on the field. And you know, thankfully I'm at a point where I've returned now, not at my best. I'd like to there's still elements that I want to get better at, but it's the gratitude of just 100%. Being like, every time I'm out on the field, I'm just so happy to be there. And just being grateful to be here, right?
Because there's a blessing.
Yeah, there's times where, and especially like I think of all the guys who I love who got to play the sports, and had to retire and stuff like that due to injuries and stuff like that, and just you know, I'm just grateful.
Yeah, 100%.
Grateful to be here.
What about you though? What's the biggest thing for you over the last 2 years?
Biggest thing I've learned over the last 2 years.
It's a big question.
It is a very big question. I've learned a lot over the last 2 years. I think the biggest thing is just like to be calm. A lot, be even like, because I was always calm under pressure. Because I like to say that I don't put all pressure on myself as much. I like to let others put pressures on me. And then prove them wrong from that. But I think it's just being more calm and being more patient and understanding that, you know, because I started putting this label on myself after I turned 25 last year, where I just kind of started being like, oh, I'm old now. Right, like, because I was always I know, but it was always like the guys that, like, even like being one of the older guys at St. Lawrence and everything like that. I kind of started putting this like old man thing on myself. And I had to be calm and realize that, you know, I'm not. I just and the fact that I was just able, and then like all the incredible things on the poster, and all that incredible things my teammates always said to me. But I think it was like just being calm and being in the moment. I think that's the biggest thing that I've learned in the last 2 years, because I've learned to just like appreciate every day.
Or just take it all in.
Take it all in every day. And what can I do to make a change every day? And then and learning that it's okay to have those bad 100%. Days, and it's okay to have those days where you just don't feel like doing something. And I think that's hugely important. I think 100%. people I find, and I found this actually funny enough, the place where I found the most amount of calm was in Nashville.
Oh yeah.
When I went to Nashville, because when I went to Nashville, people seemed like they were where they were supposed to be. Like if I ran into somebody at a bar, and you know, a dude bumps into you with his drink and he's like, oh, hey, how are you? And that like accent. But he just seems like he's supposed to be there. Like you were supposed to meet him. Right. Whereas I feel like sometimes, at least not just in Kingston, but in Canada, we're always rushing. We're going to the next 100%. Spot. We're not like living 100%. In the moment. And that's kind of, for me, what has changed a lot in the last 2 years, and just learning to appreciate everything, because they're, you know, unfortunately, not everybody gets to last forever.
Exactly.
And, you know, historically speaking, my family doesn't have incredible genes to be lasting forever. So it's just, you know, taking the time that I have and utilizing it to the best. And being grateful for it. Great. I've always had a lot of gratitude, especially with like my upbringing and everything like that, and how shitty of I guess a role I was dealt and like the deal I was dealt. But I'm grateful for that experience because it taught me how hard. And it taught me how hard life is. And how easy it can be when you choose to face your problems instead of turn away from them.
And you probably learned like the skills to cope with it.
100%. Yeah, 100%.
Carrying its adulthood kind of thing.
Yeah, and I think it's incredible that I get to be able to help other kids be able.
I bet it's really
to be able to talk about it, right? Like, and be able to understand that, you know, regardless if you came from the worst neighborhood or whatever, you deserve that shot. You 100%. Deserve a chance.
100%.
And understanding, like, because I feel like sometimes people get locked into it, not just in Kingston with Rideau Heights area, but like anywhere in general. I feel like they get locked into, well, my life's supposed to be like this because I'm from this area. And you can be so much more than that.
100%.
And everybody can, right? Like, and I think it's believing in yourself,
100%,
right? And believing what you can do.
That's great.
So
message.
That's kind of my
that's great message.
That's kind of my answer as to what's changed in the last 2 years. What's the biggest thing moving forward for you? Like, obviously you got an injury in the Queens stuff, but after you're done at Queens, like, what do you see yourself doing, going and playing pro ball?
We'll see. Like I said, just just gonna be grateful for the opportunities, wherever
and whenever
throws, whatever's thrown my way, just be ready for the challenge, and the biggest thing for me is just being a good person, like outside of just soccer and sports. It's just I want to be somebody that people like have good things to say about, or be a good friend to other people, and have something like to other people that is a positive influence and presence in their life, right? So
I think I would also echo that statement. I feel like that's we have a lot. I feel like we have a lot of the same mindset, and that's why we get along 100%. So well.
And like I said, just that's what's most fulfilling to me is just being a positive influence in our community,
being a good person.
It's just
being a good person, treating people the way they deserve.
Exactly.
With respect. Right?
Exactly. Right. And I'm not perfect. I make mistakes all the time, but
you're supposed to. Right. Like, and especially like I think that was the biggest thing too. One of the biggest things I learned was just like learning to like make mistakes are meant to happen. Like, you're supposed to make mistakes. You're supposed to do things wrong. And that's how you continue to learn. Right. So
and like I said, just just it's making mistakes one thing, but just actually going and realizing like I made this mistake because of this. I need to do this.
You can't be your biggest enemy.
Exactly. And just trying to make it so it doesn't happen again, kind of thing. And
100%.
And that's how I feel like you improve as a person. Being in those positions
and just understanding you're not perfect. Right?
Exactly.
And like, because I feel like a lot of people put that pressure on themselves to be perfect, especially athletes. Right? They have that mindset of like, I have to be perfect all the time. The lights are on me, kind of thing.
I can go piss in a bush if I want to.
Like make a mistake. Make a mistake. But just have fun, man.
Have fun doing it. Kind of thing.
Life's hard. So the more fun you have, the better times, the better memories you have, and all that good stuff.
So that's great, Hank. And like I said, just your environment, I think, says like a lot about who you are. Just the people who you choose to surround yourself with, like rubs off on you. And
that's huge. Your circle,
exactly.
Huge.
So just surround yourself with people who have your values and want to do like what you want to do, and be the person that you want to be, kind of thing. I think is really important.
Yeah, that's incredible. I'm not sure what else you want to talk about.
I think we covered it all. Hank.
I think we covered it all.
Anything with you? Anything new?
Not really.
What about down the road?
Not gonna mention it yet.
Okay.
Probably just gonna hold off till everything is official.
Okay.
But yeah, there is some exciting news I have coming. Nothing too crazy. Don't DM me like babies and stuff like that. So we're not there yet.
How long you been with the lady for?
7 years.
Oh wow.
7 years.
Where did you meet her?
So I met her in first year of my program. And so Brianne, for people who don't know, Brianne is my girlfriend, obviously, but if you're just a new viewer, you wouldn't know that. But Brianne and I met 7 years ago in around 2017. I think that was the first year of my school. I didn't play rugby this year, but I ended up just going to school, trying to get my marks up. I was really big at the time. I was 275. And so what happened? Right now I'm 250. I got down to 215. I'm actually 240 right now.
You're looking good, Hank.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
What are you at right now?
Pardon?
What are you at right now?
160.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
I haven't been that small since kindergarten. No.
I'm like 160, 165 ish. A little bit.
I feel like for soccer though, you kind of want.
I want to be like 170 max. I'm a little bit lighter right now, like 160. It's just because of my leg. I can't
really do as much workouts.
Yeah. So maybe 165, 170 is where I want to be. So I don't want to be too heavy where it slows me down, kind of thing. But,
But yeah, no. So Brianne and I met at St. Lawrence during our first year, we had kind of like gotten a group of friends that would
Yep.
kind of all just like hang out, and I was the only dude in the group, but it was funny because we just sit at St. Lawrence's like back tables and play Uno and
Yeah,
play
yeah.
card games and
Yeah,
shit
yeah.
for hours in between class. And I remember thinking like so unfortunately I was dating somebody else at the time.
Yep.
And but that relationship was like long over, and it was one of
Yeah.
those things where like we knew it was, both people knew
Yeah.
it was over a long time before.
Yep.
And so going to that summer, that me and that other person had went our separate ways or whatever.
Yep.
And so what happened was is I had said to our mutual friend Kirsten, shout out to Kirsten because she'll
Yeah.
watch this.
Shout out.
She's actually coming down from Montreal
Oh, that's
next
sick.
week, so that'll be really fun for us.
Yeah.
But she was like our mutual best friend, and so I had let her know while we were drinking that I thought Brienne was cute.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
she
yeah.
went to Brienne immediately because I knew what I was doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
She declines that I know I knew it, but I knew what I was doing.
Yeah. Girls will talk. You know it.
Girls will talk. So I knew that was gonna happen. And then Brienne was like, "Oh, I also think he's cute."
Yeah.
And then so we tried to get something going on my second year, and it just kind of didn't materialize.
Yep.
But we both kind of said like, let's just say really good friends or whatever. And then kind of it kicked off in like my third year, and just kind of been together ever since.
That's great.
There was a short period where we kind of had to. So this was during COVID. Like COVID had just hit the St. Patty's weekend that year. And so Brienne went home. And we were like together, but we were kind of like
separate.
Nobody knew what was happening, right? Kind of thing. But then we both just kind of texted every day, stayed together. And then she eventually got a job to come back. She's actually at her job right now.
Oh yeah.
So she's
What's she doing?
She's a cash officer supervisor at Freshco.
Okay, that's cool.
So she's but she also went in and graduated with a 3.9 in her program.
Wow, good for her.
So she had a very, very high GPA.
Yeah,
she's the only person I know that's ever gotten 101 in a communications class. Her mom's a teacher, so that kind of goes without saying. But
wow,
her mom was incredible person.
Shout out, Mom.
Yeah, shout out Joanne.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Brienne is incredible, and so that's kind of how that happened. You have a lady.
Yeah, I do.
How long?
Actually, I've been with her for recent now. So I've been with this. Her name's Allie.
Okay.
And so I was with her for like a little over a month now.
Okay.
And
so fresh.
So yeah. And just kind of wasn't really expecting like
anything really. Yeah.
And it was just one of those things where just met her for the first time, and like I was like, oh wow, like she's like an amazing girl kind of thing.
Yeah.
And just like
you kind of know
like this, I was like, I remember like going so my cousins were down from Edmonton at the time, and I was staying at my grandparents, and I just remember going back, and my sister was over at the time, and it was like 1:30 in the morning. I was like, oh Alyssa, I was like, I met this girl. She's like the only thing I think was just she's so sick. Like that's just like
she's sick. Yeah, but that's that's a good way to define
I was like,
somebody.
she's sick. Like I was like, wow.
I vibe with her. Yeah.
I was like, wow. I was like, that's all I could say was just like, wow. I was like, I don't even know what to say right now. And
he's speechless.
Yeah, she just has like the purest soul, and just like such an amazing person.
Just a great person.
Yeah, and she's made me such a better person already, kind of thing, and just pushed me in so many different ways, kind of thing. And
can't wait to go forward.
Yeah, just super grateful to have her in my life, kind of 100%. Thing. And,
yeah, shout out to the ladies.
Yeah, shout out Allie.
To the ladies in our life. Yeah.
So yeah, just like I said, and just met her when I wasn't really expecting anything, and here we are now, and wouldn't have changed it for the world, kind of thing.
100%. That's incredible, man.
Yeah. So not 7 years yet, but
happy Girlfriend's Day.
Yeah, happy Girlfriend's Day. So
shout out.
Yeah, we're gonna go see the lady later, and
that'll be fun.
Yeah, we'll get her some flowers, and
that'll be nice.
Yeah, she doesn't. Well, she won't know until.
Yeah, this won't be posted until tomorrow, so she won't find out.
She won't know. She doesn't know what we know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got her flowers like a week ago, but you can never.
Especially like in a day like this. I feel like they're always like sold out and everything like that too. So
so I feel like you can never
be too prepared.
Flowers
100%.
So they deserve them. So
100%. Yeah.
So yeah. So that's the plan. What about you? You got anything planned for the day or no?
Not too much. I think I might make Brienne dinner depending on what she wants. She's a big pasta girl, so maybe some shrimp Alfredo or something like that.
That'd be good.
But then no, not too much, man. Just gonna hang out. I'm gonna edit this episode and do that stuff, and then
that's sick.
So that'll be really fun. I always love doing it. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And it's just I'm just so happy to be back. Just for the people who I know I took a hiatus. It was just because school got really tough, and I mentioned that in my last video. But I really enjoy doing this, and I hope to have way more conversations and have people on more frequently, and maybe do these hopefully every week now instead of at once in a while. So
that'd be sick. I'll tune in every time.
I love it, man. Thanks for
the
support.
Yeah, and thanks for having me on. Like I said, it's been great.
Well, I'll wrap you up so we can get out of here.
Yeah, for sure.
This has been the 11th episode of the Hank Perrin podcast with Jacob Ball. He's incredible, great soccer player, great human being. I'm just glad we were able to have you back on, brother.
Thank you so much, Hank. I really appreciate
it. Tune in maybe next Saturday, or I guess you'll tune into this episode, but I'm probably gonna edit this part out. So but thank you guys.
Yeah, thanks again, Hank.
Of course, man.
That was a lot of fun.
It was great.
Yeah.